Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss about firearms and firearm injuries. Proximal ballistics is the study of structure of firearms and projectiles. Intermediate ballistics is the study of motion of projectiles after being ejected from the firearm. And terminal ballistics is the study of injuries which are produced by the firearms. Here is the structure of gun and the cartridge. First observe the cartridge in the second picture. The cartridge contains bullet, cartridge case, gunpowder and primer within it. In the first picture you can observe the structure of gun. When you press the trigger, the hammer hits the firing pin. The firing pin hits the primer of the cartridge, which will produce some ignition in it or some charge in it. With this charge, the gunpowder in the cartridge will combust and produce large amount of gases. This will create high pressure within the cartridge, which will propel the bullet forward. So this is the basic mechanism how the firearm works. First picture is of a revolver with a bullet capacity of around 6. Second picture is of pistol with a bullet capacity of around 10 to 16, varies from depending upon the type of that pistol. Third one is shotgun. Bullet capacity is around 1 to 2. Next one is rifle with maximum bullet capacity. Previously I told you that combustion of gunpowder produces large amount of gases which will create high pressure within the cartridge and the bullet will be propelled. So here are various types of gunpowders. First one is black gunpowder which contains 75% potassium nitrate, 15% charcoal and 10% sulfur, which will produce around 200 to 250 cc of gas on combustion. Next is smokeless powder. Smokeless powder may be single based or double based. Single based contain only nitrocellulose. Double based smokeless powder contains nitrocellulose along with nitroglycerin. It is most effective type of gunpowder which will produce around 800 to 900 cc of gas, and in between there is semi-smokeless gunpowder which contains 80% of black gunpowder and 20% of smokeless powder. The barrel of the firearm may be rifled barrel or smoothbore barrel. The rifled barrel contains several spiral grooves or angles within it. What the help of these spiral grooves is, they will give some spin to the bullet. That means the bullet on firing will rotate on its own axis because of these spiral grooves, which will cause easier penetration. Smoothbore barrels do not contain any spiral grooves, so there is no spin to the bullet. Choking means choking is mainly observed in case of shotguns. Shotguns contain several pellets within it. So prevent the dispersion of these pellets, the muzzle end, that means the terminal end of the barrel, will be narrowed in order to decrease the dispersion of these pellets. So that is called as choking. Here I am giving various types of bullets. Dum-dum bullet is a jacketed bullet. Tandem bullet, also called as piggyback bullet, is when a bullet fails to leave the barrel, it will be ejected by the next coming bullet. That means two bullets comes one after another. It is called as tandem bullet. Frangible bullet is which fragments on impact. Ricochet bullet is a bullet which strikes an intervening object before striking the target. It is called as ricochet bullet. Tumbling bullet is a bullet which rotates end to end on its own axis. Yawning bullet is a bullet which travels in irregular fashion, which will produce keyhole entry wounds, is called as yawning bullet. Souvenir bullet, if a bullet was kept in a body for a long time, fibrous tissue deposits all around it. It is called as souvenir bullet. Mushroom bullet is a type of dum-dum bullet. which will produce more serious wounds on impact. Tracer bullet is a projectile which is visible. That means you can trace the direction or movement of that bullet, mainly useful in nighttime wars and even in training purposes to trace the direction of that bullet. So that is called as tracer bullet. Crime or exhibit bullet is the bullet which is found in the body. It is called as crime bullet. Here you can see mushroom bullet and frangible bullet, yawning bullet which travels in irregular fashion, and the last one is tracer bullet. You can trace the direction of the bullet. In the first picture you can see entry wound is smaller than exit wound. In the second picture you can see burning, blackening and some abrasions also at the entry wound. The third picture is of tattooing. It is mainly due to spillage of gunpowder around that entry wound. You can observe tattooed like marks which were mainly due to gunpowder. The heat or flame which comes along with the bullet is responsible for burning, singing and blistering, and the smoke which comes along with bullet is responsible for blackening, smudging and fouling. The gunpowder is responsible for tattooing and stippling, but these features are observed in case of close shot or near shot. They cannot be seen in case of distant shot because in distant shot these things like smoke or gunpowder will be dispersed in air itself. The bullet which comes with higher velocity hits the target, but these things will not, so they cannot be seen in distant shot. Here I am giving some differences between contact, close, near and distant shots. In contact shot, the bullet comes with higher velocity, so it will produce larger wounds. The shape of the wound may be stellate or cruciate. Cavitation can be seen. Muzzle imprinting, that means the shape of the muzzle end, that is the terminal end of the barrel, can be seen over the target or at the entry wound. The margins are everted, singing is present, burning, blackening and tattooing may be absent in contact shot, cherry red discoloration of the tissue may be seen. In close shot, the wound is circular and singing is present, blackening, burning, tattooing all are present because the gunpowder and the heat will be dispersed over the target. Abrasion color, dirt color, grease color are also present in case of close shot. Grease color is due to lubricant used in the barrel or gun. And the near shot. No burning, blackening, singing is seen. Only tattooing may be present. Abrasion color is also present. Distant shot, inverted margins, wound is smaller than the bullet. Only abrasion color can be seen. All the remaining things will be absent in case of distant shot. Bullet wounds in skull. The entry wound is smaller than the exit wound. Beveling of the inner table of the skull. Punched hole in the outer table of the skull. The exit wound is larger than the entry wound. Beveling of the outer table of the skull. Punched hole in the inner table of the skull. Tests for firearm residues. These tests will help you in identifying the accused person. You can collect samples from the suspected person and send them to laboratory, and they will give some information whether he is the accused or not. So tests for residues on hand: Harrison-Gilroy test, atomic absorption spectroscopy, neutron activation analysis, and dermal nitrate test. And tests for gunpowder residues on cloths or energy dispersive X-ray, sodium rhodizonate test, and modified grease test. Thank you very much.